Namaste and hi friends, it's Parvati here with Visionary Veda, bringing you your Vedic Astrology New Moon Report. In this report, not only am I going to go over the energies at play for this very powerful and purifying new moon, but I'm also going to speak about the most auspicious day of the year. Akshaya Tritiya is happening on April 30th. I'm going to speak about what that entails, what that means, its significations. And I'd like to start this report out with a few announcements. First of all, thank you all so much who have subscribed to my channel, liked and shared my content. It really does help to support me. If you haven't done so, I want to please ask that you consider subscribing to my channel. It does support me in so many ways. Now, I have a couple of announcements that I'd like to talk to you guys about. There's a few things in the works coming up here really soon. In the month of May, and I will make a separate report on this, but just so that you know, in the month of May, we have some major planetary transits happening. We have the mighty Jupiter changing signs, moving from sidereal Taurus into sidereal Gemini. It is going to traverse Gemini very quickly. So things are going to speed up quite a lot in our lives. Then we also have in May, Rahu and Ketu, the mighty lunar nodes, shifting signs. They only change signs once every 1.5 years. So these are major transits. Rahu is moving into its own sign of Aquarius. Ketu is moving into the sign of Leo. So there's going to be major changes that we are going to see happening this year. And I want to present to you a special webinar that I will be doing on May 10th. I will put the link to join the webinar in the description box below, but please consider joining this webinar. It's a 2-hour live webinar with me in which we're not only going to talk about the indications of these planets changing signs, as well as Saturn that just moved into the sign of Pisces on March 29th. Saturn will stay in Pisces for 2.5 years. So all the major outer planets, according to Vedic astrology, are shifting. And they're shifting very close in proximity to each other time-wise. So this is going to indicate lots of changes on so many levels. And in the webinar, I'm not only going to go over what it means on a general sense. I'm going to go over all 12 signs and also have a look at and help you to see in your own chart where these indications are going to fall and how it's going to affect your life. So this is a very powerful and information-packed webinar. Please join. It's going to be on May 10th, 2025. And again, I will put the link in the description box below. Next, I wanted to speak about my upcoming mentorship program. Now, this is a program in which we work together either one-on-one or in small group cohorts to learn the fundamentals of Vedic astrology and how you can apply them to your own personal birth chart. It's a very personal one-on-one program to give you insight into how these planets are bringing their results into your life. And if you would like to join the next mentorship program happening in May, I will put a link for that below as well. We will, get on a discovery call together and see if this is the right fit for you and move forward starting in May with either a one-on-one 6-week program or a small cohort. And the last but not least that I would like to share with you is that I have some upcoming spiritual pilgrimage temple tours. The very first tour that is beginning in May and will run through September is a very powerful and special pilgrimage to the Char Dham. These are the major pilgrimage sites in India, which include Gangotri, which is the source of the mighty Ganga River, the Ganges River. Then Yamunotri, which is the sister of Mother Ganga, and she is also a very powerful river, which is indicated for healing and purification. Then we will go to the high Himalayan peaks and visit Badrinath and Kedarnath, both the most important pilgrimage temple sites for Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Kedarnath for Lord Shiva and Badrinath for Lord Vishnu. So if you are interested in this tour, please send me an email with the subject line Spiritual Pilgrimage Tour, and I will share more information about this tour. It is a 1 week long tour. There is transportation, using helicopter. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to go to these spiritual sites, get special darshans, special pujas. Every Indian has this at the top of their list. So if you're interested, do shoot me an email at visionaryveda.com. If you're interested in joining the mentorship program, use that same email, put mentorship program in the description box and in the subject heading. And if you would like to join my webinar, please check out the link below. And as always, if you would like a one-on-one Vedic astrology consultation with me, also feel free to send me an email at the same email or visit the link below where you can sign up for one of my readings. Okay, all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started speaking about this very powerful new moon happening in the sidereal sign of Aries, in the nakshatra known as Bharani. Now, this is happening on the 27th of April. And right after this new moon, we have Akshaya Tritiya, which is the most auspicious day of the year. So I'm going to combine this reading, speak about both events and how they correlate and how you can best use these energies to uplift yourself and start something new. Now, why is it about starting something new? Well, obviously, every new moon is an opportunity to start anew, to rejuvenate, to start something, plant the seeds of intention. But this new moon is happening in the fiery sign of Aries, in the nakshatra of Bharani. Now, Bharani is a very powerful nakshatra. It is lorded by Yamaraj, or the Lord of Death. And its symbol is the female yoni. So it indicates on a very deep transformative level death and rebirth, bringing something new into your lives. Now, this new moon is with an exalted sun. So this is the best time to tap into your soul's true calling. The sun is the karaka, or the signifier of our soul. And it's exalted in Aries, so it's at its highest potential, where we can really connect with what our soul's truest and highest desire may be, and plant the seeds of rebirth using this powerful new moon in this very powerful nakshatra, symbolizing death and rebirth. Now, a few days ago, the moon transited the eclipse point that happened in March, that intense solar eclipse that we all felt on the 29th of March, right? Remember, That's when Saturn also moved into Pisces. Pisces is that sign of death and letting go. So many of you have seen since that time some sudden changes indicating letting go of your current situation, whether that may be housing, job, relationship, or just your internal way of being. It became clear to a lot of us what it is that is at its end, what it is that we need to let go of in order to move forward. Now, a few days ago, Moon transited that point. Now, when Moon transits that eclipse point, is going to bring about a remembrance, maybe a sorrow, maybe a confusion around what happened during that eclipse, maybe a continuation. But in the mind, there might be some grappling with those circumstances, right? So there could have been the last few days a sense of unease, a sense of anxiety, a sense of confusion as to what to do to move forward. But with this new moon happening on the 27th, it will give us a reignition of motivation, of inspiration, of wanting to finally let that go and set it free, or just be at ease with what is meant to leave your life, because now we're going to be able to tap into the soul and see the potential of what it is we want to give birth to. Now, this new moon is in a very special position because it's in what's known as a parivartana yoga with Mars. Now, Mars is the Lord of Aries. He's the ruler of Aries. And he is sitting debilitated in the sign of Cancer, which is lorded by the moon. So there's an exchange of energy happening between these two powerful planets. They both indicate some element of the Divine Mother, of nurturing yourself through these changes, of supporting yourself internally in the motivation of bringing something new into your life. So use this energy. You know, usually when Mars is debilitated, we tend to take all the heaviness, all the anger, all the frustration, all the sorrow, all of the harder, more difficult emotions into ourselves. We internalize it and we tend to get really down on ourselves. However, during this new moon with that mutual exchange happening, we have the power of Agni itself to purify that. You know, the fire element burns things up. It doesn't take its time. It instantly purifies whatever is given to it. So use this to purify those emotions, purify those thoughts, and use the light, the radiance of that exalted sun to be your number one cheerleader, to be your own best friend, to really support the motivation and the positivity of wanting to move forward and implementing those changes into your life. Now, when are we going to implement them? On the new moon, plant the seeds. Write it down. Get clear on your intention, vision. You know, Agni is also the tattva or the element of our vision, of our eyes, of being able to see ahead what we want to create, right? With the purification comes the creation. So use the fire element to see long term, to support yourself, motivate yourself, let go of whatever's holding you back, and move forward. When? Move forward, obviously, on the most auspicious day of the year, Akshaya Tritiya. This is happening on April 30th. Now, Akshaya Tritiya happens every year. It happens when the sun is in its exaltation sign of Aries and the moon is in its exaltation sign of Taurus. So on April 30th will be that day. But this year, you have an extra special added benefit. So I want everybody to take advantage of this year. And the benefit is Moon is going to be in Taurus with its great friend Jupiter. Jupiter is going to give us the path, the clarity, the wisdom, the insight, and the positive energy, the good luck for things to be able to move forward for you. The path will be cleared when Jupiter is with the Moon. It forms a very special yoga, and that is the yoga of success. Not only that, but anything that you start on Akshaya Tritiya has long-lasting effects. Akshay means victorious. Akshay means something that will not be taken away. It's lasting. So on April 30th, implement whatever plans you have come to see on this new moon, which will benefit you in your life moving forward. And really walk towards the future. I know when things change, when things are taken away from us, it can be hard. There can be a grieving process. But now is the time to purify those emotions, burn up what's no longer necessary in those fires of Aries, and look forward, vision forward, move forward with that motivation, with that fire under your skin to make new pathways and create what you wish to see in your life. It's a very powerful ending in April, and I really want to inspire you to use this full moon to its new moon to its fullest with the Akshaya Tritiya, because in May we have all of these planetary shifts with Jupiter, Rahu, and Ketu. So this is just going to help to support your mission. So I hope that's been helpful. Again, please subscribe, like, share, comment, share your thoughts with me. Check out my offerings in the description box below. And I want to wish everybody a very powerful, transformative rebirth into who it is that you are always meant to be, who it is that you are. All right, with that, I'm going to leave you. As always, my friends, enjoy the life. I will see you in the next video. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the very best. Take care now. Bye-bye.